Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, and welcome to another part of the Q&A series. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these. And this is a newer computer, so it's like brighter, so I'm trying to adjust the screen so it's not blown out a bit. But a little white when I touch it there, but I gotta read it somehow. But the first question is, I guess before I get to the questions too, one thing, if you guys don't know, I have a Twitter thing, and I've been trying to update that more often with what I'm up to and what I'm doing. So if you want to follow like when DVD updates are coming and stuff like that, I'll put them on there so you guys can be more prepared and like to know when they're coming and things like that. There should be one soon though, but the DVD room is still messed up because of the stuff, so I can't film anything in there. So I really haven't been watching as much because I know it's going to be a little bit till it's done. But the first question is, hey Sean, love your channel. What is your favorite childhood memory? I don't exactly have a favorite childhood memory as much as like certain experiences that I really liked as a kid, like I guess like doing certain things like the DZ Discovery Zone and just stuff that was around then and stuff like that. It's always cool to think back on how different things were and the things that were around then, as opposed to how much stuff is gone now. The one thing that's interesting about being out in San Diego is I can't reference what was here before. Like in Maryland, it's all like you're in the Town Center Mall. You're like, oh well, this used to be here and this used to be here. But when you're in the mall out here or things like that, you don't know what it was like before. So it's a little different. So it's not. It's a little easier to live there when you don't have to think back because you don't know what was there. So you're not the whole time, like I said, doing that. Like in Maryland, I was constantly like, oh, I missed this place, I missed this, because like everything was gone. So I don't know, maybe 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'll be doing that here though. Have you seen Avatar? No, I have. I mean, I've seen clips of it. I'm really not in the mood to watch it. I did watch Sanctum, that James Cameron produced. I did like that though. I like movies in caves like that. It was kind of like The Descent, only not a horror movie. It was more it was actually a real story about people stuck in the cave. I don't know. It didn't do really, really well, but I liked it. What is your favorite alcoholic drink? I don't really drink very much, like very seldom. A lot of it's because like certain people that I knew and stuff that drank so much and always ended up with problems with it. So I did kind of not something that I really do. But I guess though, if I do, like, it was with certain people, like it was somebody really cool maybe, but like, Rolling Rock and Lion and Kugels, which I don't know if they have that out here or not, things like that. Have you seen Shallow Ground? I don't know if that was that one about those kids that buried the teacher. If that is, I have seen that. Next question is, what is your opinion on Troll 2? Like I said, I've talked about that a lot before. The thing, a lot of people got into Troll 2 as kind of like a silly thing, like, oh, if you've seen this movie, it kind of became like a real talked about thing that everyone was talking about, like became kind of the hip bad movie. I came into Troll 2 as a kid in 1991 when it first came out on on VHS, in the fantasy section, which is not around much anymore, in Blockbuster. And I just liked it as a kid. I used to watch that along with the Willies all the time as a kid. Those were one of the ones that I would always rent when kids came over, those specific movies. So I always liked the movie. I always thought it was a fun movie. But I never really got into it as the best, worst movie. That's kind of what it became afterwards. So I always did like that. Next question is, are you dating anyone? No, but I'm always looking. Yeah. For women. Did you make your film connections from YouTube? What's your take on the whole WikiLeaks situation? Have you ever been wasted? You pissed yourself. And so wasted you pissed yourself. I made some of the film connections from YouTube. So like the very first movies, Banshee and Sasquatch, came directly from Synthetic Cinema. One of the art designers, I think, that does their covers and stuff, saw, and the conceptual art and stuff for the Bigfoot and the Banshee, saw one of my DVD updates on, I think, a website called Cartoon, some kind of a cartoon site all about cartoons and animation, and then they passed it on to the producer at Synthetic, and that's how they got in touch with me and asked me to do it. And I told them about MJ, so then they brought both of us in there together. Um, so that was the first connection, and then lately it's basically been, a mix of people who have seen me in other things and things like that. So it's a mix, but YouTube really was the thing that started everything, and what is a big help for movies too, because I have a following on YouTube, so I can tell people about the things I've done. So that's a good thing, so people can see the stuff. Um, I don't know what the WikiLeaks thing is. I think these are older questions, so this might be something that was going on then. Have you ever been so wasted you pissed yourself? No, I think the only time I was really like drunk, I mean, I really don't really get drunk, but I think the only time was at the high school graduation. Why don't you advertise or get bigger on YouTube? Well, I do now. I think maybe I didn't then. I don't really advertise though. I mean, whatever the ads on here, but I don't really advertise like on anywhere else. Sean, since there's sad passings, I want to ask, what's your favorite Leslie Nielsen movie, and what is your favorite? What about your favorite? I guess Leslie Nielsen's my favorite movie. I really liked the dramatic things he did, because I thought when he got mean, he was really good. Like in I remember Day of the Animals. It's not like my favorite, but he was like so mean in that. And Prom Night, he did so good. And Creep Show was amazing performance. That one, Better Hold Your Breath, Harry. I mean, he was so good in that. And of course, I love his comedies, but I loved when he did serious like dramas. He didn't do that for years before he died. I don't know what the last like dramatic or serious role he did was, but he was really good actor. A lot of people always thought of him as comedy, but he was really good. Are you familiar with shot-on-video films from Germany, such as Olaf Ichbach or Andres Sunchas? Are you a fan of experimental films or stop-motion, such as Jane Smukemeyer or the Quay brothers? I know the Quay brothers. I like, I don't think I've seen any of those ones, but I do like stop-motion things. Like, Gumby and things like that. What are your thoughts on Water Hills The Warriors? I actually have that, but I've never watched it. For some reason, I've never seen that movie. Do you listen to any movie podcasts? Not really, no. Sean, do you smoke cigarettes? I never have. One time, me and MJ smoked a cigar for some reason. It was one of those like scented ones or something. We bought one of them, and I think we were maybe turned 19 or something like that. And we got this cigar, and that was like the only time we ever did it once. And we made it like it was this big deal. I don't know. I never did it again. I think we did it wrong, and both of us kind of burned our throat doing it. Didn't do it again. What is the funniest thing you've ever seen happen, or has some happened to you while filming a movie? I don't know what the funniest thing. Every time I've been on, like, every movie thing I've been on, like, some people sort of goof around, but I'm always so serious because I'm really trying to do good. So like, there aren't a whole ton of outtakes of me, because if I mess up, I get like, I try not to do that. So I guess there's not really anything funny movie-wise that I would think of. I mean, funny, more like we get me and MJ and stuff on some of the films, we get into weird situations, like some of the hotels we were in were kind of like ridiculous because they had like no curtains in the one. We did the Demon of Lathrin movie, the hotel didn't have curtains on it, so we kind of hung the bed sheet and made them like weird little things like that. I don't know what the funniest thing I've seen though. What is it about horror movies specifically that makes it your favorite? But that, I don't know, it's always been like, even when I was in middle school and stuff, that was always like, if I go in a store, not as much now because the horror section is so teeny everywhere, but that would always be the section I would look in, like what's new in that. I don't know, just something about that I really liked, and it was always the type of film I wanted to get into. I feel like there's a whole lot you can do with that You know, because there's can be serious parts in that. There can be, I don't know, something about horror movies is always like that. And then comedies, because sometimes I'm not in the mood to watch a horror movie. I like to watch a comedy, and I do like dramas too. I like some action movies. I'm real picky with those, because some of them just annoy me. I'm like real picky with them. Like I like that Mechanic, surprisingly. I thought that was good. I like some of those ones. Have you seen the Swedish film Let the Right One In? If so, what'd you think about it? I did like Let the Right One In. I thought Let Me In was good. I didn't buy that, though. I'm trying not to buy everything if I don't really love it. And I didn't love it. The best scene in it, in my opinion, was the stuff with the keeper of the girl. His character, especially this car crash scene, was really good. So there's certain sequences in the new one that I liked. Um, did Wet Movie show you all the good eateries in California? Like where to get good fish tacos? He actually didn't really, because when I asked him about stuff, like the food's a little different in San Diego than LA, I think. And a lot of like the good taco places and all that kind of stuff, or like hole-in-the-wall places. Usually those ones are the better ones. Like out here, I don't know which ones have been like, there's this one that looks like a train, like San Puchos or something, something like that, Senior or something, that one. But he didn't really show me a lot of stuff. He doesn't like to talk about food very much. Like, you know, me, I don't care, I'm fat, but I'm working on, you know, not being. The thing with me is I know if I was skinny, kiss acting goodbye. It's a shame, but it's, people like the fat guy, I know that. So I would always kind of get to a point where I was like moderately fat, but not really fat, you know what I mean? What is your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger film? Probably like Terminator 2, Total Recall, Kindergarten Cop, um, like those ones. I really like Kindergarten Cop. I liked his comedies. I like Junior. A lot of people don't like Junior, but I like Junior. I like Junior a lot. And I know it's ridiculous, but it's funny. And I like Twins. But Junior, you know, if you haven't seen that, watch that. He's funny, and I really hope he does some more comedies now since he's out of the office now. Do you like my YouTube videos? Look at them first. Fried White Grass. Well, I haven't got to look at them yet. What was the inspiration for True Gangsters? Well, that was one of the videos we did. There was no really inspiration to it. It was actually a Don and Murph that we did about Don and Murph. I think it was what was that one? I think it was like the Don and Murph meet a leprechaun, and the leprechaun, it was going to be animated, so we didn't know what we were doing. It was going to be puppets and stuff, and we were going to try and do green screen with it. Don and Murph meet this leprechaun, and it takes him to the world of like golden condoms or something. So I just used that clip that I could and made that, but that really never went anywhere. What movies do you think will be nominated for Best Picture? Well, since this is old, that already happened. Are you excited? Yes, to that. Some of these have already happened. If you could make a movie with any director, who would it be? What would the film be about? I don't know. Like certain people I'd like to work with, like John Waters and Kevin Smith and certain people like that. But I don't really know what it would be about. I wouldn't really be picky if I was working with them. Hey Sean, how is life in San Diego compared to Maryland? Well, like right now, especially like in Maryland, it's snow and all that. So much colder. It's funny though, out here, when it's like 63 degrees, people are going out going, oh, it's freezing. And it's kind of funny. I'm thinking, well, if they were in Maryland, they'd be dead. Because it's like 17 and 20 and I don't know. It's just kind of, if that's the main difference that I've been noticing, especially lately. Just taking off some of the questions that are really old. Do you think FX's Terriers should have gotten a second season? I don't know that. I don't watch a lot of, like, most of the shows that I watch on TV are like, you know, Pawn Stars, Storage Wars, Auction Kings, all that kind of stuff. Restaurant Impossible. I don't know, for some reason that's always been the stuff I really liked. Which is, I guess, kind of people would think was kind of surprising. But it's kind of like chill out shows, you know what I mean? Like, I just like to watch certain chill out shows. And I also don't love shows where you have to watch all of them and really get involved in them. Like, things like The Simpsons and South Park are good because with them you could watch a select episode. You don't have to see every single one of them. I do, but you don't have to. Rank the following women in hotness. You can Google images for the questions. Well, I don't have time for that at the moment, but Kim Kardashian, Coco Austin, Vita Gurdar, Serena Williams, and Beyonce. I think that was asked before, and I don't really know who half of them are. I know the Kardashian. I'm the hot one. What do you think of Avenged Sevenfold's album Nightmare? I don't know. I don't know a lot about current music. Have you ever seen any TV shows that were broadcast on WB or UPN? I think so. What is your favorite Goosebumps episode? Probably, The Haunted Mask was one of the ones that had the biggest budget, because I think it was one of the pilots or something. They put a lot more money into that. That one, and probably the Horrorland one, even though it was really obvious that they just basically went out into the middle of the woods and just set up like planks of wood. They were just like these little cheap fronts to be the theme park. I liked it though. Do you agree that Inception is probably the greatest film ever made? Well, I have not seen it, so I don't know. Hey Sean, I was wondering, who do you like as an actor, Cameron Diaz or Angelina Jolie? Probably Cameron Diaz better. Angelina Jolie has kind of been peculiar lately, and I don't know. She looked better heavier. She's really weird, that skinny thing she's doing. I don't know. Certain people look a lot better heavier. Like Christina Ricci looked so much better, in my opinion. Before, like in Buffalo 66 and stuff. So a lot of people wouldn't agree, but I've never really loved real skinny women. That's never been, like really thin. Not my thing. Do you like Jaws and Pulp Fiction? Those are two of my favorites. I do like both of them. I really like Jaws is the one that made me not, get in the water again at the beach. Hey Sean, what is the most depressing ending to a movie you've ever seen? Probably AI. Remember, I don't even watch that anymore. It's just a downer. What's your opinion on The Expendables? That's another one that I haven't gotten to watch yet. I have it though. Alien or Predator? Probably Alien. We 360 or PS3, even though you don't game that much. Probably PS3. Mac or PC? Definitely Mac. Like I don't even mess around with PCs. Like ever since 1996, the first computer that we always had was a Mac. I remember a store called CompUSA where we got it. For some reason Macs used to have more problems than they do now. Now they can last and you don't usually have an issue. But it was one of those tower ones, the old tower computers was that, and that big thick monitor. And something was going wrong with the tower. And we had to take it back 3 different times or 4 different times and get a new one. And I don't ever know what was going on with it. It would do that symbol when you turned it on of a bomb. And you were like, uh-oh, fuck. I remember the bomb would come up a lot, and then it would come on with a question mark. And I remember the bomb thing happened all the time. I don't know if anyone remembers that on the old Macs, but man, that sucked. Have you seen Joe Tante's The Hole yet? It's fantastic. I know you would love it. I'm just watching Toys with Robin Williams. What a mental film. It would never be made today. It's not the best, but it's a nice slice of the 90s. Pass on the best to MJ along with the family reviews. Not too sure about Wet Movie 1 though. I have not seen The Hole yet. I do really want to see that though. Toys, yeah, I do agree. It was a very weird movie, but I really do like it. It had really, really good music. Was shot really good. What was the other question? I think that was the only other part of that. Hey Sean, just discovered you and gotta say I love your stuff. I'm becoming a huge fan fast. My question is, what are your thoughts on almost every movie coming out now being 3D? I know what you mean about that. Like everything now is even being reformatted later to be put in 3D, and the main reason is for the studios to make more money on the movie. Because if a movie wasn't shot in 3D and they do that right last minute, that's all to get an extra $3 or something per ticket, which makes sense. But it's a shame that most theaters only have that version, so you kind of are stuck seeing that. So even if you don't want to see the bullshit 3D version, because it's added later, you got to. You know what I mean? That's the pain. But I'll see it anyway because I really want to see the movies. But I think 3D though works really good on animated movies. like Pixar movies and things like that. It definitely is made for things like that. You can do the most with animated because it's like let's think about the layering and stuff. You can bring it right out at you more than you can with actual like with 3D. The main thing with it too is if it's actual shot in camera footage, you can only kind of bring the image out. Everything that comes out at you, if you look at like Final Destination, things like that, or the CG effects put in later. So you can only, that's why I said that animated works the best, because it's all the CG stuff. Do you think MJ doesn't take movies as seriously as you do? I don't think he doesn't necessarily not take it as serious. I don't think he thinks about them as deeply as I do about like when it comes to reviewing them. I think he just kind of thinks. I've always kind of noticed that if he thought it was good, it's automatically 5 stars. He wouldn't pick apart anything, and I don't really like doing that too much either. But if you really want to recommend it to somebody, and really tell people if they should see it or not, you do have to really look into that. And he didn't do that too much. He would just kind of be, if he thought it was good, it's 5 stars automatically. What's your favorite John Hughes and Stanley Kubrick film? John Hughes is probably Uncle Buck. Stanley Kubrick, I would say, The Shining. Have you ever seen The Gingerbread Man and Thanksgiving? I have not seen those ones. Do you think Black Swan will win anything at the Academy Awards, or is it more of a Golden Globes winner? Well, I think it won. No, it didn't win. No, the Social Network won a Golden Globes. I don't think it. I don't know. I really don't know for sure. Some of these are old. Do you think 2002's Academy Award winner for Best Picture, Chicago, was the right choice over Moulin Rouge? I didn't watch either of those ones. I didn't have any interest in those. Hi, I'm a huge horror movie fan, especially the old classics from the 80s. What do you think about the state of horror nowadays? Seems to be nothing but remakes. Why do you think there's a lack of originality in horror slasher genre now? I think with horror movies, if you want the original, the different movies, truthfully, it's the low budget movies that come out directly to video, or a lot of times the kind of different things. Most of the time, they all take something from something else, because everybody gets kind of inspired by something to make something, especially because there's just so much of it now. But I think the main reason that they're remaking everything, is because they know the original one has an audience. They know those people, as much as they complain about, they're mad about, they're going to watch it because they want to see what they did with it. So that's the thing, and they know there's a built-in audience for the thing, so it's going to get seen, and they're guaranteed to make something decent off of it. That's why they're making another Halloween, is they know Halloween 3, which there's really no reason for, because everybody really hated the last one, but they know it's 3D, it's Halloween, and people will go to see it anyway. Even though they said they didn't like the second one, they're going to see it anyway. And that's the truth of it, is it's just basically a built-in audience. So I do understand why they're doing that, but I do wish some of the different movies would get more of a chance in theaters now. But I understand, though, the chance isn't really that good if you want to make money. Hey Sean, I always enjoy your videos why I eat breakfast in the morning. What do you think of Psycho 3, directed by Anthony Perkins? Also, what do you think of the weird scene of the character Dwayne Duke with the lamp over his private parts while he had a woman friend dance for him? Also, one quick note. My friend, the Joe you want to know, loves watching you. Can you please tell him a shout out to stop cussing and stop being so bitter? Well, Joe, stop being so bitter. I do remember liking that one. I think that had the scene with the nun at the beginning, leaving the church, I think. I don't remember everything about it, though. I remember liking it, though. I guess that's to be the last part for this update, so it's not too long. Everyone got mad when I did it too long. What movies did you really enjoy but wish the ending was a little different? Just some of the really depressing ones where I kind of wish someone lived and stuff. I don't think there's anything really specific. Just some of the ones where I wasn't super happy with that. But I'll get the next part of this up in the next couple of days. Thanks a lot for watching, for subscribing. And I know the 1000th video is coming up. I don't know what that's going to be. It may just be random. I don't really have any plan. People want MJ there, but I won't be seeing MJ till the beginning of next month. so I can't not put anything up till then. Um, so I'm not sure exactly what the 1000th video will be, but like I said, I will see MJ. I'm not just going there to see MJ. I'm doing a movie in Florida, and then from Florida I'm getting flown up to New Jersey to do the Mary Horror movie, and then when I'm after New Jersey, I'm taking the train back to Maryland to do the ADR for Witches Brew, because I have to do some sound work for that, for my character in that. So then after that, while I'm there, I'm going to see MJ and then fly back. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys later.